the blood covenant. The name self carry weight. Well, we're here with the director of the movie, Fiyin Gambo. My brother, how you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. Excited. Good to be on the show.
Correct. You just calm, you just casual. You be like, say,
a soft life.
Problem not day. Your side.
Soft life.
Yeah, soft life. Good. So today we want to discuss how, breaking grounds as young director for inside the industry. We not say for Nigeria. We always, a lot of things where they hold back people from being creative, from putting out their works there. So as young director, where you be, waiting if you say be those things where really help you to say, okay, I fit today here, I fit make change what I want to do as a director.
Important question. May I talk for Pidgin?
Oh yeah, now if you do a mix and they go for us.
So for me, what was important was how do we solve some of the issues that we have in the industry. So when I was entering the industry, that's like 7 years ago, I was a very big fan of Hollywood. Not say all these movies, Avengers and Co. Nice visual effect. I was like, oh, why we don't forget Fast and Furious for CMS and all these things. So I wanted to use visual effect as a tool to heighten some of the stories that we have. And that's how I started the journey. And for me, it was about learning. Like you said, I needed to stand out as a filmmaker and also learn how do you tell a good story. And I'd gone on to make short films and feature films. And now we have the Blood Covenant. But it's always important that with every film, that there's a message and people are entertained. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, so you talk about when you've been in university, how you don't always watch movies and how you aspire to use visual effects to make movie. Some people go on ask, say, Abi, you really study anything we get to do with theater, movie, or you just, now something will be saying a passion, now you just lead you into you make any study, to develop yourself?
At all, I never go film school yet. I hope to go soon. Civil engineering I study for school.
Now what do you study?
Civil engineering.
You shock you.
You study bricklayer, sorry.
Civil engineering.
Are you serious?
Yes, civil engineering. But for 200 level, now where I discover film, say this generation, we're very lucky. We get YouTube, we get so much, if you learn anything.
Internet
so now where I follow my passion. And I even make film for some mass comm students for that time. But we thank God at least able to
So now purely out of passion. Then how you can develop yourself?
I think
you say you never go film school, so how you take do? Because some people go on no.
Some people go
see, acting they different from directing. Exactly, because
you
me, for instance, I be thespian, right? So I feel say, okay, apart from the fact that I get the gifting of acting, but I also study them for school. That one day different. Acting on, but directing and then visual directing, work they inside and not be beans. How you break down the work? How you can learn them? To use drum to the extent of creating your own movies?
Important question with that too. But for me, it was about. Well, so luckily, before I started loving film, my dad had done a 2-month course in New York Film Academy. So by that time, I didn't know anything about film, but he bought a lot of film books, and he got busy with his work. And I just took all those film books when I discovered I had a passion for film. I started to consume them. I started finding out YouTube channels that were about filmmaking, but filmmaking and directing is more doing than theory. So it was important that I also tried out some of these things. So I will make one short film here, make another short film here. From each film, you go say, oh, now the mistake I make for here, the sound no good. I go improve them. Or this time I just focus on performances. So with every project, you get to learn something new, and you just keep on getting better, and your confidence as a director builds up.
Usually most like you talk this kind of work now practice they do so shall you get anybody where you talk say okay now this guy where they see the way they do and I make me I go meet and say okay show me 1 or 2 things how I go feedback. Shall you get anybody where you work with or work under or learn under where you reach this level where you don't reach? So
to be honest, unfortunately I didn't have that opportunity to learn under somebody directly. Did I have people that I admired in the industry? For sure. There are a lot of people doing great work, from Kuna Flyer to Jude Aldu, who's also someone that sort of helped and supported me. But to say I interned under somebody, I would be lying, right? So I had to learn and experiment on my own. As in now, it's better because there's some visibility, so I can visit people's set and just see 1 or 2 things. But it was mostly self-taught. right? Would I say that it's good to learn that someone? Of course, right? But also to be in an environment, you could pick up some things that are not of excellent standard globally, right? So sometimes it's better to be out of that bubble if you can.
If you want to
learn
create
from what you
something
want to be.
different.
Exactly.
You know, say right now, a lot of youths could don't get ideas. Like, say idea, they say not be only one person they get plenty well. So a lot of youths don't do like you say get the ideas and all of that, but they no fit get the well with all to use begin to do trial and errors you do till them perfect. So how difficult or easy been there for you to do short film, release that? Because equipment day go down, editing go down. How you develop
money day,
all of those things go down. So how you manage gather those things together, to use the groom yourself like that?
Yeah, I mean, when I go talk, be say Rome was not built in a day, and even for me, my journey, no be say now they just give me millions, man, they make film. Why? My first film was 0 Naira 0 kobo. I was in school. I mean, call my friends. I said, "Oh, maybe we make this film." They know
with which camera? Who will give you camera? Who give you lights?
I'm a photographer, so I've been borrowing my friend's camera. So I went to talk, be say, I wait in there your hand you go use. No be say you go to wait till you get millions. I be make that one. Because I don't make that one, I go meet my management and say, oh, see what I don't make, come invest in this film. Before you know, a person give me 200,000 that time. This was like 6 years ago. Make another film. By the time I make 1 or 200K, I carry that one, go with another person. Person give me 4.8 million. I think doesn't go like that. But if I don't make that first one, I don't make it. So it means that wherever you do, even if the iPhone on an Android phone where you get, tell your stories. Someone is watching. So because people are not going to invest if you don't have proof of concept.
Now, I would just like ask this one. Looking at the fact that you talk, say you want to create a style for yourself, you want stand out. We know, say, for this part of the country, people like to focus on the thing where we know, now we go face.
Yes.
Coming with new idea or new style or new creativity, they always, people, acceptance, no, they do the easy like that. You no face any of that kind of situation when they talk, say, now like this, will they shoot film, or God, no, come bring your own style, come give us. You face that kind of situation?
So even before I faced that kind of situation, I may run away because after I make my first feature film, I've been expect say, oh, I go use 1 month to make the film as I see for Hollywood.
I say, hey.
I got them say I go make her for 7 days. I say,
it shock you.
As I come make her almost faint. I still say, I'm just so not be my kind of style, my command. So I had to take a step back from the industry for a while. I went into advertising, so I started my own agency. So I got to the point where I was comfortable to choose the kind of projects I want to be on. And so now I can say, oh, if the product doesn't have this standard, doesn't have this level of production, I'm not doing it. But I can say that because I have another source of income. So if you want to do in Hollywood, if you just carry film or acting,
good as you talk that one.
You guys get too many things where go help you.
Hold you down.
You go down the desperate, doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So that's where I would say was a very good choice I made.
Okay, so you talk about people encouraging people to talk to tell their story, and that talking about telling of story. Now you contribute to the writing of your stories. The story they matter to you, or if it's just interpret any story your own way. Say not be everybody go fit interpret one story the same way. Exactly. Different directors go interpret them in different ways. So which impact a good story they make for your creativity, and you contribute inside?
Oh, definitely. I was always there, my chip my hand inside the story development. Even though I know the right term, but I feel tell writer say, now waiting day my head with this. Oh, okay. I want to shoot them this way. I want to talk about this issue. I want to talk about this. Okay, you take them, go right and we'll go back and forth and stuff. But for me, the stories where I want to tell are untold African stories. My belief is say a lot of black people have lost their identity, right? Post-colonization and everything, we've lost who we are. So there are so many unearthed stories we need to tell, and these are stories I'm passionate about. You get, whether it comes in form of an action film or a comedy, it's what is it saying? So I mean, if you look at all my films, they are very topical. Pursuits, which was an action film, was a story of no matter how your good motivation for doing bad is not right, and because a lot of people commit crime and say, oh, I did it because I wanted to save my mom. With the weight, I was telling people that, oh, be patient, your time is coming. With the blood covenant, we are saying hard work is the best form of ritual. So there's always a strong underlying thematics in all my film, no matter how it expresses itself. So it's very important. I don't just jump on any project. It has to be saying something and also entertain people.
Okay. Make we see the trailer of this blood covenant where you just talk about so that people can understand waiting. We don't yarn about here. So we'll check them out. When we come back, we'll still talk about that. When I don't say blood covenants, very, very sharp. As it is, so as they talk about this now movie where they talk about how people they put their hand inside things just to make money as it be. Well, looking at this one now, we don't say as on I take package this one. If you just run us through quickly the process of this creation, because we don't say this one as you look and you say they smile and say the work where you do it makes sense. It's just a short process of this creation. How this one take for you quickly? So
first off. You know, say now we talk about National Assembly, talk about money ritual and all that, and now Nollywood they
encourage them.
Which is not necessarily true. Because if you look at Nollywood from the 90s, we talk about things that are happening. If money ritual no, they will not go talk about harm, right? So, and if you look at Nollywood film, we not only they show them, we they show the effects. These are the repercussions of what they do. Yes. And it is very important because people know they read like that for Nigeria. So if you get film where they show people these things, they see and they visualize them, you're not going to leave their brain. So people will want to do and we say, I don't want to be like that character. You get so, but we started to make this film last year, even before all this drama they happen. Now studio Inblock Productions with Film One, they've been calling me then, and the executive producer Nazonuzo. We don't hear about all these stories for blog posts about people where they kill their mama for money, who they kill their girlfriend for money. Things say now the right time to make a film like this. They can't call me. I've been getting writer Chemeka Osago alongside Nazonuzo, who we've been creating this story. And what's the important for us be say, Blood Money Ritual don't day, but it don't evolve over the years. And we did 2022. Waiting Blood Money Ritual go look like now. Because that time, social media no day, so pressure day less. Now, you go open for, you go see person don't buy Benz, person don't buy Range Rover. You get so pressure day to succeed. But with this, we want to say, leave fasting, go slow, go calm down. Because hard work is the best form of ritual. Make money where you go sleep well at night. Not be say you go look up and down, or you go they go cemetery every night to go bath. Right? Go bath. So with this film, you go see characters where they suffer, where one make come for life, right? You go see one where you don't even want to do but eventually, you know, say you give bad company, you go just find yourself doing them. Now, so most of them, they don't want to do them because when I do research for the film, I check people who enter into blood money ritual. Some of them are innocent stuff. I just want to make money. But out of desperation, and they know if you wait for their time, they jump the gun, and by the time they are 20-something, they don't die or they don't kill their family.
Without understanding the depth of what they even enter into and all that. So as I watch the thing, once it captivates me or catch my attention, the camera movements. And you know, sir, they talk this on based on experience. Maybe because I'm a theater person or acting person myself, so I understand. What's make you again? It can't be like say the camera movements, correspond with the kind of story where you they tell. What's in birth that creativity?
So I mean, I got to also give shout out to my team, Kadoso, who be the DOP. But before we make the film,
because you know go fit achieve without the help of the DOP at all.
And the whole crew, first AC focus pull all of them. But say I did very critical about pre-production. So from pre-production, we don't talk. Okay, I say this film, I want to make it get scale. I want to make the words they large. I want to make the stories they emotional. So we've been talking about what we want to achieve before we even go set for months. Everybody don't clear on waiting I get from my head. Say me I get my own style. They like infuse things where they different and also we go accentuate what they see on screen, right? And because the film it gets too many flavor. You get comedy, you get thriller, so I want me say when they watch the film, they hold the chair. So all these camera movements, then they inside make you feel that way. And now waiting be visual storytelling be that. Waiting be that. So obviously we don't plan out before the film come out, but thank you for that compliment.
So you talk about the Senate matter regarding the blood money issue and movies, having movies that talk about things like that. How on take settle this matter? Because say this one self go fit affect the fact say una go do this kind of movie. Una get any
especially censor board. Censorship is what we talk about, not letting them release any movie.
How take handle them?
No, like we fear small. After I don't make this kind of big film, no go come out. But the producers, they will make some smart decisions. We've been deliberate about our PR. We talk say we know they support blood money, or they say Hardwork is best ritual. So we will put out PSAs. All our interviews, we tell people say, not be ritual, they come support, but they show people the adverse effect of it. And luckily, when the DG of the Census Board saw the film, he He really liked it. Yeah, then we talked about add 1 or 2 things there, but
okay, so they did you get to see him himself? And
yes,
all that.
definitely. And they don't
Not every time they get luck to see him himself. All that people feel see him.
We did very lucky, but you don't do cinemas today now, this morning.
Makes sense.
Okay, so another part where we say touch my attention, or waiting I would like to talk about now in terms of casting directing. I don't say the same. You wait for me to you like say you just read my mind. Anyone who I talk you go not head. So casting directing, a lot of movies when inside our Nollywood these days, they go more out for the faces, the names, past the in-depth, the characterization, waiting this character go fit to do, irrespective of the fact says any character go fit do anything as an artist. Where you be say you be. So how you take now you cast direct first of all make a act.
I and the studio was a collaboration.
Okay, now on a cast direct,
Yeah,
waiting
no,
be
so
the selection process of your cast.
So you don't say big films where they come cinema, a commercial venture. So no lie. You get so it was
So names matter, abi?
Yes, names names matter because now them go pull their fan base and everything. But important for me as a director is also working with people that had good talents, right? So we been get chemistry read. Some of the we don't even pick them before. By the time they come to the chemistry read, you see that the chemistry no day. You just say maybe some other time. But it was important that those characters had the synergy that you see on screen. You say, these people, their love day, or these people, their friendship day. You get so all those factors there, and also delivery of performance, how you feel, understand the character and deliver. So we will get some close auditions and close reads for but it was a balance of talent and also having that level of exposure. You get, and we had very great cast. I mean, from Erica to Sean Fakwa to Toby Bakare. And the rest of them.
Any opportunity for new arts, like when I make open auditions for new arts, to look whether if it's 1 or 2 new arts and we be seeing and new faces, but then they get the talent and gifting.
Yes, there were a couple of new acts which I was very key on, that we had new faces on the project. They might not be in lead roles, but they can take on small The good part about big films is that you can say, I was on that film.
As long as you did.
Yes, even if you did background extra for Avengers, you don't the Avengers.
You did Avengers. If they put you for extra for Avengers, you don't know now. You come Nigeria, they spread. I was in the Avengers.
Spread.
Now they help them clean that table.
They don't know what you do for them.